Ever run into someone who talks like they know everything but actually understands nothing? They're loud, totally sure of themselves, and completely wrong about almost everything they say. Here's something wild that psychology tells us. This isn't always just them being full of themselves. Sometimes it's actually revealing something deeper about how their brain works. It might genuinely be pointing to lower intelligence. So let's dive into what science actually shows us about the telltale signs of extremely low cognitive ability. First up, there's this thing where people are incredibly confident but completely clueless. Researchers have a name for this phenomenon. They call it the Dunning-Kruger effect. Basically what happens is people who lack real ability massively overestimate what they're capable of doing. They haven't learned enough to even grasp how much they're missing. So they talk with absolute certainty about topics they barely understand. But the second you start pushing back or asking deeper questions, everything falls apart because there's nothing solid underneath. Next, watch how they approach learning itself. Genuinely intelligent people are naturally curious about the world. They constantly ask why things happen. They genuinely want to figure out how systems work and what makes things tick. But folks with lower intelligence almost never ask meaningful questions. They actively dodge unfamiliar concepts, lose interest incredibly fast, and just retreat to whatever already feels safe and familiar. Why? Because encountering new information actually threatens how they see themselves. Then there's how they process information. Lower intelligence individuals view everything in absolute extremes. Things are either completely right or totally wrong with nothing in between. Psychologists describe this as cognitive rigidity. It means their thinking lacks flexibility. They genuinely struggle when situations involve complexity, subtlety, or considering multiple viewpoints simultaneously. Everything has to fit into neat little boxes. Watch their emotional reactions too. Research consistently links low cognitive ability with poor emotional intelligence. These people react without thinking first. They get offended over tiny things and completely lose control when frustrated or angry. Smarter individuals pause for a moment, actually think through what's happening, then respond appropriately. Lower intelligence people just immediately react to whatever they're feeling. Notice who they blame when things go wrong. Psychology connects low intelligence with what experts call an external locus of control. This means they genuinely believe life just happens to them randomly. They blame bad luck, other people, or society for every problem they face. They never look inward or take real responsibility or actually work on finding solutions. Finally, see what happens when someone disagrees with them. People with limited cognitive ability treat disagreement as a personal attack. When you challenge what they believe, they immediately get defensive and emotional instead of engaging logically. Why? Because actual debate requires real reasoning skills and mental effort they simply cannot sustain. Low intelligence isn't really about school performance or formal education. It's fundamentally about how someone's mind actually processes the world around them. And here's the truly frightening part. Most people walking around with these limitations never actually recognize it in themselves. Because the lower someone's intelligence actually is, the less capable they become of seeing their own significant flaws. If understanding the hidden psychology driving human behavior interests you, the uncomfortable truths most people refuse to acknowledge, then subscribe right now. The simple fact you're still watching this already proves you're different from them.